Hey guys, we're gonna jump right into it. This is the bench that I will be reupholstering. This is usually where I read, so it's my little reading nook. It does have storage, which I really like. I just do not like the color. I do not like that it's the same material as the couch, so it kind of looks like it should go together, but that's not the vibe that I want for this side of the house. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Tools needed is a staple gun, a power drill or a screwdriver, either one works fine, scissors to cut the fabric, and then I used 5 yards of this black fabric. I did get this bench at Wayfair. This is just me showing you guys the nuts and bolts, I guess, the bits for the power drill. This is also the inside of it, just showing you that I can unscrew it and put it back together. This is me taking it apart, very easy to disassemble and assemble. Again, I did get this from Wayfair a couple of years ago, and then yeah, like I said, I got this from Wayfair, very easy to disassemble, and then I'll link everything below. This is all of the parts that after I took everything apart, put the nails in one place so I can make sure that I have everything, but very easy to assemble and disassemble. Getting right into it, I am starting with the smaller pieces because I did try to start with the bigger pieces and your girl was struggling, so I was just like, okay, tired, let's take smaller bites, right? So I am starting with the side rails, as you can see, and I'm just trying to figure out exactly how much fabric is needed. I'm not the fabric girl, this is not my expertise, even though I do want to get better at it, but yeah, I was just cutting the extra fabric that I didn't think that I needed. And then I realized that it's so big, and I think that's where I was getting a little bit just anxiety, and I was struggling more, so I'm just like, okay, let me utilize the fabric as much as I can. So I put, since it's so wide, I used 5 yards. I just put both of them to kind of understand how much fabric was needed. So for me, understanding how much fabric was needed was the hardest part of this thing, and trying to get it to be super tight because I don't have the greatest hand strength. But as you see, I'm just cutting, and pretty easy. I didn't take measurements, and that's probably what I should have done, just to make this a little bit more cleaner, but I was more so concerned about the outer part looking the best, since it is going to be a structure that you're not going to see the inner parts, so that's why I thought that I could do this project, because I'm like, at the very least, as long as I make sure that the outer parts are good, that I am okay with it. But yeah, this is just me trying to get the fabric to figure out exactly how I want it, and cutting it and everything, and then I'm going to take my staple gun and I just literally just staple the fabric on there. The good thing about it is that the other pieces were already stapled there, so I knew that this would work and this will stay in place. I'm also being cautious of the holes, so I didn't want to cover the holes, and I think that's where it kind of got a little bit, just caused a little bit more, I don't even want to say anxiety, but just more concentration and focus than I thought that I would need for this, because I didn't want to cover it, and then I was going back and forth a lot with the fabric. I didn't want to cut holes in it, and then I don't even use that part, or I need to use it again, and now it's a hole there, and I didn't want to buy no more fabric. So yeah, so literally just put it down and staple. Alright, getting into day 2, just showing you guys that I completed both of the side rails for day 1, showing that the front looks fine, the back, that part will be covered, so I wasn't concerned with how that looked, just because the shape of the bench covers the back part. Getting into the bigger part, which I struggled with, y'all, this was probably the hardest because it's such a bigger surface area, and to make sure everything is tucked and just in place, which is very, very challenging for me, I'm not gonna lie. I had actually started to do this part first, and I was just like, okay, it's just too much, so I started with the smaller pieces. But yeah, I'm not gonna show y'all all of the struggling because it's just not pretty, but it was the corners that I don't know, I'm not a reupholster girl like that. I'm not an expert. I do want to get better, and I've only done one other bench. I'll show you guys that, and that was very simple. It was one piece, and yeah. But this one was just a little bit more complicated. So yeah, this is just me trying to figure it out. Alright, so I finally figure out what I'm doing, and the gun is out. So I start just stapling along the back part, not stapling where there's actually a place where nails go there. So I'm making sure that I know where that's at, and I actually cut a slit in it so that I'll know that it's not covered when I do have to drill it back in. But yeah, once I figured out what I was doing, it was pretty simple. Again, it's just covering up the furniture and then stapling. So this is a really easy DIY if you know what, the vision that you have for it, or how the fabric should go. I think that's where my weakness is with this, is just not understanding how fabric works and where it should go and how it should be folded and blase. But we made it, we got it, because this video is up. So yeah, that's all I did. I just stapled again, making sure that I cut out where I know that there's holes there, so when I drill it will be simple. Alright, so yeah, I figured it out. Staple, staple, staple. This is the last bit for the top portion, which really confused me because I had so much fabric left on this side. The other side is completely flat, but this one is going to have some ripples in it, and I didn't really understand how that happened. So this is me just trying to figure out how to get it the flattest while also making it tight. So I just started stapling and just kind of conceded to the fact that it's just not going to be perfect. So yeah, that's the big top, which it is finished. This is the bottom portion, which was very easy because the whole idea behind this is just to cover all of the gray parts. This had the least amount of gray. So this was very, very simple. Kind of glad I saved this for the last part, because it made me more excited to know that I was almost finished and that I kind of knew what I was doing. So yeah, just going to continue to staple it down. Again, the goal was to just cover everything that was gray, and this had the least amount of gray, so this was very, very simple to do. And it's finished. Very happy, very, very happy. This is the next day where I am assembling it back. Very easy to assemble. It's just a couple of screws that you have to use. I did buy a new power drill because my other one just stopped working on me. So I'm hoping that this one is a little bit better. It's a little bit thicker, so hopefully I can do some more projects. Yeah, we're almost at the end of putting it together. It took a span of 3 days, but it honestly could have taken less. And it's done! So happy. Be on the lookout for my full apartment tour that will be coming soon. As you can see, I'm still doing things to my apartment, but I am almost finished. And she's done, y'all. I'm so happy. I love this so much. The gray was bothering me. It did not go with the vibe that I want for this side of the room. I love that it's a different texture from the couch. The color, I cannot wait to dress it up with pillows. It is just going, it is it. I'm so happy.